Hello and welcome to Health Professional Radio. I'm your host, Neil Howard. Thank you so much for joining us today. For that, we are very, very grateful. The focus on health is a never-ending focus, as it should be. Here at Health Professional Radio, our focus is on healthcare providers, first responders, those that provide support to the healthcare industry, etc. Now, when it comes to health on a personal level sometimes gets lost in the conversation. We're so caught up in what is the HMO going to do and what is this medical group going to help us? How is that going to help us? But when it comes down to what are we going to do for ourselves above and beyond what the television tells us to do, above and beyond what Congress tells us to do, what are we going to do on a personal level? Sometimes we need help. Our guest in studio today is Mr. Shawn Wing, a rehabilitative manager currently associated with Georgetown Family Chiropractic in Georgetown, Kentucky. And he's here today to talk with us about personal fitness, incorporating it into your daily life, and how he offers that help to us. How are you doing today, Shawn?
I'm doing great, Neil. How are you?
I'm doing well. Being a healthcare provider, not necessarily an MD, not necessarily, a specialist, but being a healthcare provider in that you help us take care of ourselves on a personal level, hands-on. How did you get into that, Shawn?
First, I just want to say thank you for having me on the show today.
Hey.
And second, basically, I was, kind of lost a little bit, as you could, assume and kind of imagine through high school. Trying to figure out my niche and what I kind of really wanted to do. And it all kind of started, the health field actually kind of flourished in my mind a little bit for me when my neighbor actually gave me his old worn out weight bench. It was just a good, piece of wood wrapped with some cloth. It's a bench press type style of weight. And gave me a couple of weights to go with it and some bars. And I was like, well, hey, I'd love to take it off of him. If not, he was just going to throw it away. So that kind of started my mind into where it's kind of gone today. Then from high school, I had a physical education teacher who was fresh out of college, just graduated, with his teaching degree. And he was a younger guy, and we related real well. It's a lot of like Muay Thai, karate type stuff, and ended up building a pretty good relationship. And that was kind of the guy who actually really pushed me towards the whole health fitness goal and health fitness career field, and trying to better it as a whole. Taught me a whole lot of pointers, when you were younger, and how to, correctly execute, moves, and not only with Muay Thai stuff, but also in the health and fitness industry through exercise.
Now, currently, as I mentioned, introing you, you're a rehabilitative manager with Georgetown Chiropractic, but you also do personal training with Defined Fitness, your own business. Talk about how personal training became an interest of yours.
Oh, yeah, of course. So, one of the things that you really got to remember is the fact that the body is meant to move. It's one of those things that, when you're sedentary, and I tell this to a lot of my clients, is that, you're going to be sore, you're going to be tender, it's going to be tough to get you up and get you started. But one of those things is just consistency, especially when you go through with all the things. So being active, the body is meant to stay active and be active. And living that type of lifestyle in that type of way really helps, one, not only keep you healthy, but hopefully, increase longevity of your life.
Okay, so rather than going down the street with 20 or 30 other people and getting into an aerobics class or a jazzercise or some type of group setting, even at the gym, what type of person benefits from personal training, say one-on-one sessions with no distractions in their own comfort zone, or maybe in your own comfort zone? What type of person benefits from that type of environment?
Really anybody, anywhere from younger children, younger adolescents, let's say maybe 12 years old, all the way up to, 60, 65 years old. Just depends on what their specific goals are. what their mindset is, where they're trying to go, had they been physically fit in their life prior to this? Is it something that they're training for, a specific event, or are they just looking to lose weight, maybe possibly even gain weight, anywhere from your typical, middle school athletes to the elder individual with, 2 or 3 risk factors who is looking to, decrease their hypertension and really try to overall, increase the longevity of their life. But, that goes into more detail because as you work with younger children, a lot of research used to show that, weight-bearing exercises for younger children were actually causing them to be a little shorter as they got older, as far as height-wise goes. But now it's actually showing that the younger that you can start the children, not necessarily with weight training, but more of mobility movements and exercises, increases their lifespan significantly.
Now, earlier you mentioned learning how to correctly execute moves. Is personal training, say with in a one-on-one setting, are you able to transmit the information how to correctly execute a little bit better than in a group setting where you're having to worry about people who are paying attention or maybe someone who's not getting attention that they need?
Of course, anytime you're with somebody one-on-one, it's really obviously all about them. So it's kind of like their hour, as with a group setting. The group setting, you got to be more general because you got to understand different people are on different fitness levels. The guy next to you might not be, as physically fit or as, aerobically, basically capable to do, what you need or what you need him to do. So working with clients one-on-one really allows you to kind of specialize and kind of focus on what they need and kind of tailor the exercise program to their specific goals. I teach a high-intensity class, and it's pretty significantly demanding on the human body, especially the musculoskeletal system, the cardiovascular system. And it's usually a class that's more focused on people who have been at least physically active for 1 year or greater in high demanding exercises. But yeah, I mean, it's all about the client and what their overall goal is.
Now, we mentioned defined fitness, your personal training endeavors. Talk a little bit about your personal, philosophy when it comes to training an individual. You mentioned tailoring your regimen to their particular needs. Talk about your personal philosophy of how someone should arrive at that fitness goal from your point of view. How do you help them?
So what I would do, as you come to me and you're needing help, first you develop an initial consultation to see if they are the right client for you. And then, once we establish that and, they establish, the fact that they are ready to make a change, not necessarily a temporary change. I want my clients to come to me and understand this is a lifestyle change. This is something that you're going to be doing for the rest of your life if you want to live healthier. So what we'll do is we'll take some basic measurements, get their height, get their weight, get their girth, their skin fold, caliper measurements, plug that into an equation, basically. And then from there, let them know that, hey, let's say you burn, you're walking on a treadmill at X amount of speed, 27 minutes, blah, blah, blah. Here's your, expected caloric expenditure. From this point, it would take, 3 weeks to get to your goal or whatever like that. So we basically map it out for them. And then from there, they kind of have a general idea as, how much time it's going to take, how much effort is expected to them. And then, the nutrition goals, we follow up with the nutrition advice and the goals and kind of, making smarter choices, not eating after 9 or, whatever their goals are. That's how we kind of tailor their nutrition too. So.
All right. Well, it sounds like you've got a handle on really getting hands-on and personal with a person. Nothing cookie cutter coming out of Defined Fitness, right?
No, sir.
I get it.
We try to keep it individualized and personalized as best. Everybody is different, and that's one of the main things that you got to really focus on. Is there is no equation for just getting somebody in shape. There's
Yeah.
all these factors. You got to think of age. You got to think of their family history, immediate family history, mother's, dad's side, so stuff like that. And then you got to take advantage or into consideration what all that they've been through. Are they active? Are they sedentary? How long have they been sedentary? Do they smoke? Do they drink alcohol? All this kind of stuff plays into effect.
Now, I'm glad that you're doing something that you love, because when you do something you love, you never have to work again, right?
That's what my dad always says.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
All right. You've been listening to Health Professional Radio. I'm your host, Neil Howard. It's been a pleasure talking in studio today with Mr. Shawn Wing, rehabilitative manager at Georgetown Chiropractic in Georgetown, Kentucky, and also owner and CEO of Defined Fitness, where he's a personal trainer, a personal fitness trainer and consultant. We've been here in studio today talking about the right type of person that would benefit from Shawn's personal training skills, and also how to make it a lifestyle change and not just simply an immediate or temporary change. It's been great having you here with us today, Shawn.
Thank you, Neil. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Transcripts and audio of this program are available at healthprofessionalradio.com.au and also at hpr.fm, and you can subscribe to our podcast on iTunes.